name's Jen, and I love camping, canoeing, hiking, all kinds of outdoor adventures. I've been doing it my whole life. I invite you to join me. Subscribe to my channel, follow along, see what fun we're going to have next, because you know what? There are so many adventures still to come. Well, hello everyone. Thanks for clicking on the video. We are up at Mew Lake in beautiful Algonquin Provincial Park for 6 days, 5 nights, in our first hot tenting trip of the year. We have a new to us hot tent, canvas tent. We call her the Big Top. Tomorrow when it's light out, I'll show you all the modifications I've made to this tent. And anyways, winter is here. The park is actually quite busy. There's lots of people around. We've already explored a little bit. We're about to get a fire going, and it's going to be a gorgeous night. We're just getting ready to cook dinner over the fire. Dinner tonight, we are of course doing a couple of really nice steaks. Then we have some cauliflower, and we have some leftover potato salad from an event last week. Not really a great cold weather thing to have because it's a cold salad, but we wanted to eat it up, and it's yummy and less work for us tonight. So welcome to inside the hot tent, or the Big Top as we're calling it. I shoveled in some coals from the fire outside, and I'm going to see about getting a fire going with those coals. Got my pocket bellows here. So we don't normally struggle to get a fire going like that in this wood stove, but there's no softwood here. Because we're in a provincial park, we had to buy bags of wood, which is all hardwood. So it's a lot of batoning wood, which hubby's working on right now, and getting little teeny bits to get it going. But she's going now, and just got some water in the perk, and we might have some hot chocolate later, or we'll just have hot water for coffee in the morning. We've got this fun little eco fan, which I picked up kind of end of the season last year. Very cool. Basically, the heat of the fire gets the blades going, which is kind of cool, and moves air throughout the tent. I'll try that out this year. Yeah, and now we're just kind of settling in. We've got the electric heater, but we're going to turn it off and give it a break while we've got the fire going for a while, and listen to some podcasts, and maybe read some books, and relax for the evening. It's probably 10 o'clock actually. Getting late. It won't be a late night for us, but yeah. This is very luxurious winter camping for us. We're liking it. So our morning has not turned out the way we expected it to. It's we had a good night's sleep. We were definitely warm all night, but we went to go make breakfast, and our propane stove that we brought is broken and not working. The regulator's shot. So we're attempting to cook breakfast on the wood stove in the tent. There's my eggs, and it's a very slow process, and it is stifling hot in here. We've got the door open. So I think going forward we're just going to have to plan to do all our cooking on the fire outside, which is doable. It just takes a little bit more pre-planning, pre-prep which we'll take care of today. Shox is making the funniest noise because I have bacon and he wants some. Anyways, I'll be touch base soon. So we finished up breakfast and we're on a little mini walk around the campground. This is the comfort station. This parking lot that I'm in, they flood every winter and turn into an ice rink. And there's a nice warming cabin tent, communal fire pit, and a warming station. Well, looks like we found some little fox tracks in one of the campsites, fresh today. So we're out on an afternoon hike, following what we thought was the path to Provoking Falls. And now we've got a sign that says Track and Tower. Is there a tower here? This moss is so cool. There's a lot of it. So we think this might be a moose track. It's really wide apart, big ungulate. Anyways, I hope my camera picks this up, but this is from a grouse taking off. You can see the feather marks in the snow. We've already disturbed a few. Oh my goodness! Wow. This is beautiful. Some love locks. Somebody made little snow people. We added ours. Ours is a little sad. He needs a face. You having fun? It's loud, isn't it, buddy? So we just got back from a little hike to Provoking Falls, and it's late, it's like 2:43, and we're going to have some lunch. So we're doing Montreal steak meat, smoked meat wraps with brie cheese and some nice mustard, which will be really nice. And I think it's time for a cold drink and some time in our chair to just relax. So, as promised, I'm going to give you a daylight tour of the big top canvas tent, show you some of the modifications. The first thing that I'm really proud of, I sewed vinyl panels into these front two windows so that we can look out during the day but still retain heat. This tent did not come with a stove jack, so I'm going to hold this up here. You can see I made a stove jack. I made a stove jack with a welding blanket and some high heat gasket sealer. It's working perfect. Now, these windows, long windows, I've got some Velcro just to keep the draft out. The bottom 10 inches of this window is vinyl, but the top is mesh, so we could just keep that closed for the winter time. It's more of a shoulder season thing. So we'll come in and have a look around. So we've got our new cots that we got last April when we came up to Mew Lake. Now this spot here is where the dog's cot normally is, and that's his sleeping bag. Our wood stove, our little eco fan, hubby's spot. We've got a little side table that we brought. We do have a little electric heater going, plugged in, just on low, which is keeping it just at a steady 10 degrees in the tent here. And lots of storage underneath the cots, which I just love. So we learned our lesson. If we're going to have to be doing our cooking on this stove or over the fire, we're going to be splitting a lot of wood and having it ready to go so that in the morning we can just get breakfast started right away. And that's the new tent, the big top. And you can see like window here, window, another big long window. So in the shoulder seasons, if you want to open it up, so much light. And my view from in here, looking out at the lake. Okay, I think you can see me. So it's getting close to 5, and the sun, well, it's been overcast all day, let's be honest. It's starting to get dark. And, tool in my pocket. Tonight's dinner is going to be shrimp alfredo, and we brought all fresh stuff for this trip. So I've got a nice big bag of jumbo shrimp, one of our favorite alfredo sauces, fresh green pepper, garlic, and onion I'm going to chop up for the sauce. I'm probably not going to cook dinner for another hour or so, but I'm just going to take advantage of what light I have to get this done now. That way it's just easier than trying to do it with my headlight later. So I have to admit, I'm not looking forward to peeling the shrimp because it's still partly frozen, and it's also like -1 degrees, and this is going to be really cold. I might have to do this and then go and warm my hands up by the fire for a couple of minutes. Okay, I can do this. For the shrimp Alfredo, I'll do it. Nothing to see here, just getting frostbite for the sake of shrimp. So cold. I was about to start cooking and my olive oil is frozen. So I'll have to scoop it out with my knife. Not a big deal, but not something you see every day, so I wanted to show you. This is just extra virgin olive oil, and it was stored in our truck, and it's when it solidifies, it's almost like a paste. It's kind of different, something different to see. Almost looks like butter, to be honest. Well, it's about 6 o'clock and it's time to cook dinner. So here is all my vegetables. Can you see that? I hope so. And my shrimp. My solidified olive oil that I'm going to scoop some out with my knife. So strange doing that. And I'm going to give the veggies and the shrimp a good 15 minutes probably on the fire before I put the water on for the pasta. Our shrimp alfredo is looking done and delicious. We're going to dish up and enjoy. So I've got my big old bowl of shrimp alfredo. It smells incredible and I can't wait to dig in. There's so much, there's like seconds for sure. We're just going to eat dinner and enjoy the campfire and eventually retire to the hot tent. Good morning from the hot tent. It's day 3. We are sweltering. It's a little over 20 degrees Celsius in here. But to get the coffee perked and breakfast going, we have to really get the stove raging. But I don't know how people cook on their hot stove all the time. It's sweltering hot in here. Like, you've got to really get a rager going in order to have the heat to brown things up and cook things. But we're puddling through. We're just doing it for breakfast, and it's just a nice, lazy way to start the morning. Didn't film a lot last night. I pretty much conked out as soon as we got in the tent and got a fire going. We were listening to the hockey game, and I was asleep before the third period. But that's the sign of a great day. I was clearly tired and comfortable and warm. We had a fantastic sleep. We kind of figured out a few things better than the night before. Yeah, and now the agenda is just a lazy morning, big breakfast, and then I think we're going on a hike. Well, breakfast is ready. We're having our female bacon, potatoes, and eggs. It smells delicious, and I can't wait. And the coffee has just been a lifesaver. It's fantastic. We've got some snow on the stove melting for dishwater, and yeah, time to eat up. Holy moly. That's a big pine. Holy. Holding on for dear life. Oh, this is gonna be steep. Okay. Yeah, let us go first, maybe. In case we both slide, we don't take you out. Ta-da! We made it, Shoxy. tree is like a signpost. So many people have carved their names into it. Mostly you can't even read anymore. So we came across this spot, fenced off to protect a huge, beautiful nurse tree with dozens of little trees growing out of it. But this is really cool. A giant erratic stone. Hey Shoxy, look for moose. I don't see any mooses. That was a beautiful path. Oh, we got this, Shoxy. Oh, no running! Ah! Yay! Oh, that was lovely. Well, look at this. It's sunny, finally. This is day 3 of our trip, and the sun has finally come out. Don't get me wrong, we've been having a fantastic time, but there's something about the sunshine on your face that just, I don't know, makes you so much happy, gets the endorphins going, you want to do things. So on that note, we need to put up a tarp, because tomorrow night, overnight, we're expecting a lot of rain. It's going to be very mild, and there's going to be rain, and the dog's about to knock my poles over. 1 second. Here we go. There we go. So I did bring my adjustable tarp poles and a tarp and lots of rope, of course, and we're going to get that set up just over here behind me in front of the big top tent, and we'll probably move the picnic table in there. That way tomorrow and the next night, if there's rain, we have a dry place to process wood and cook and eat and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's our project for this sunny afternoon. That and just soaking up as much sun as we possibly can. Well, as you can see, we decided on a retarp. We've moved it back farther into the trees, and I'm really happy with this. It's much more sheltered from the wind, and we were able to not have to rely on pushing stakes into the very frozen ground. So we're very happy with this tarp setup now, and eventually we'll move the picnic table underneath there along with our tote full of gear, and we'll have a dry place for tomorrow. So we are having a 4 o'clock snack because we completely forgot to eat lunch. So charcuterie is one of our favorite things to have for lunch at camp. We got some hot salami, some Parmesan meat, old cheddar, and garden vegetable Havarti, some pickles, some crackers. It's going to be delish. This is very spooky looking. So it's very dark now, as you can tell. It's getting close to 7 p.m. and it's a clear night. There's lots of stars, but that also means that the temperature is dropped considerably. It's really quite cool. We're getting ready. I'm going to start cooking dinner, basically. And tonight we're doing something that we've done the dehydrated version on our canoe trips. But this is the fresh version, and it's grilled chicken and pesto gnocchi. So I've got some chicken breasts, my package of gnocchi, our favorite pesto sauce here, And I'm going to chop up fresh green pepper, onions, and garlic, get them frying in a pan. We're going to grill the chicken right on the fire grill. I'm going to boil up the gnocchi, and then mix it all together. Well, I'll probably have the chicken separate. I've got my somewhat frozen olive oil, of course, for the vegetables. And this is going to be really tasty and great, and I can't wait because, yeah, we're ready for some food. Oh, that looks amazing. Okay, I think you can kind of see me here. I'm going to eat my dinner. It's piping hot and it's delicious. I've stuck a couple pieces. And yeah, then we're going to relax around the fire, and I think we're going to have a scotch. Well, everyone, it is very late on night 3. And we're all snuggled in and getting ready to turn the lights off, go to sleep. The stove is roaring. It's been consistently about 15 to 18 degrees in the hot tent tonight, which is really nice. And I just thought I'd say quickly, what do we do in the hot tent all evening? Well, this trip, because we have the luxury of the electric heater, we've actually haven't spent a lot of time in the hot tent. We've been staying out by the campfire until 10:30. But when we do come in, we listen to podcasts and read books and talk. And last night we were actually able to listen to the hockey game, which was really kind of fun. So that's what we do in our evenings. This trip being a little bit different, we're actually, by the time we come in, we're actually ready for bed. We've just been getting the fire going and warming it up and drying stuff out. And I'm going to say goodnight and see you guys in the morning. Good morning. It's day 4, Thursday, and it's a very mild morning. We are mixing things up today, and instead of doing coffee and breakfast in the big top, we've decided to get our things on, get an outdoor fire going, and do all our cooking outside. The main reason for that is we're expecting some crummy weather this afternoon. It's supposed to rain, turns into freezing rain, and we're going to be cooped up inside during that. So we figured, why not get out and enjoy as much of the day outside as we can. So we're just about to get the fire going and get some coffee on. Out walking, exploring the campground, following one of the back roads we think comes out at the airfield. The woods are so dense and there's thousands of birds just everywhere. So we've hopped on the rail trail, bike trail. We feel like we're in bonus time. It was supposed to be a really crappy weather day, and no crappy weather has started. It's overcast, kind of mild, and that's it. So we're trying to stay outside and stay active as long as we can before the rain and freezing rain drives us back into the tent. And this area is just so beautiful. We've got to explore it. There's some wolf poop. And some wolfy tracks. Nice, we've been hearing wolves in the evenings howling away. Yeah, so it looks like the wolf tracks come out of the woods here and then head towards the airfield. Shox is investigating thoroughly, very concerned. Well, everybody, I'm considering a retarp. I really like where the picnic table is right now. I mean, worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, we probably won't need the tarp in the end anyways. But it gives me something to do, keeps me moving, good practice for my knots. And yeah, it's just more bonus time outside. Today is a bonus day. It's been fantastic. Well, here it is, the retarp, the third setup. Because, I mean, come on. What kind of a camping trip is it if you don't read Tarp a few times? Much happier with this one. It was actually really windy when I was setting it up, so I know it's going to stay. And our picnic table is under it. It's the perfect spot, right close to the big top tent, the fire, and nestled in the trees a little bit. It's going to be perfect if we ever get that freezing rain. Actually, I really want to show you the lake right now. I mean, I think a week and a half ago, this was all open water. Like, there's very little ice out there. Anyways, most of this has really thinned up throughout the day. But with the wind, it's supposed to get really cold tomorrow. It should solidify a little bit more, but it's certainly not safe for travel, that's for sure. I wouldn't be out there. So the rain that we were expecting has finally come, but it's a very light sprinkle. It's nothing too crazy. We have taken precautions. We've moved a lot of our chopped wood into the tent and under the tarp. We're keeping the campsite really clean, making sure our gear is protected, because once it's wet, it's so hard to dry it out in the wintertime. Yeah, and now we're just kind of enjoying our afternoon. This was definitely a bonus day. I thought we'd spend the whole day inside, so it's been great. We've been outside enjoying it, but it's getting a little sloppy now, so I probably won't film anymore until we are in for the night in the big top. Unless anything interesting happens, of course, I'll share with all of you. So, yeah, just enjoying the fire and the mild temperatures. Oh, and the angry squirrels. Hello everyone, welcome to Camp Damp Drizzle. I don't know how else to put it. It's been raining for about an hour now. It's only like 5:15, but it's really dark. And I'm gonna get started on dinner. Dinner tonight we're gonna have cheesy tortellini with spaghetti sauce, and I'm going to fry up a bunch of, this is 3 really big hot Italian sausages. I'm going to chop them up and fry them up in the pot, along with some green pepper and onion and garlic, all chopped up and all together, mixed with the sauce and the tortellini. It's going to be fantastic. We're definitely going to have to eat this in shifts. It's a lot of food. Hey everybody! So it's later in the evening. I think it's close to 8 o'clock now. And I'm laid up. I slipped earlier tonight around dinner time and fell and landed really hard on my right ankle. It's not broken, but it's very, very, very sore. And I'm very angry at myself. It was preventable injury. I didn't use a headlight, and I should have. It was dark and slippery. Anyways, dinner was fantastic. And Sweetie cleaned everything up while I got the fire going in the tent here and laid out on my cot. And we've just been spending the evening listening to podcasts and relaxing, kind of how we planned to spend today, because we knew the weather was supposed to be crappy. And you can probably hear the rain is really heavy now. So I think tonight I'm going to rest my ankle and hope that it gets better. I think we're going to listen to the hockey game later and relax and just burn all this wood we processed and keep cozy and warm and dry out all our stuff and hope that tomorrow is a beautiful day like it's supposed to be. So if anything fun happens, I'll check in with you guys. Otherwise, we're just relaxing and enjoying the heat tonight. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, day 5. And as you can see, it's snowing a bit. Last night we had freezing rain, extremely high winds, and all this little bit of snow. As you can see, just a skiff. You can see how the campsite, everything's frozen and ice and crunchy. Today it is supposed to get very, very cold as the day goes on. I think it's -4 right now, and it's going to get get as low as -7 this afternoon. Yeah, so we're just kind of puttering around. We just finished breakfast. It's pretty early. It's only like 10 in the morning. So I'm just back in the hot tent now. It's very cold out. So last night I had shared with all of you that I took a bad fall and slipped in the campsite and landed really badly on my right ankle and my knee. And I was in a lot of pain. And we decided to wait till this morning before making any decisions because it was dark, it was late, and the weather was crappy. Really my ankle made the decision for us. I didn't get hardly any sleep last night. I'm exhausted. I'm in a lot of pain. More than just Advil can take care of. So we are slowly packing up and getting ready to go home. I'm sad we're having to call the trip a day early, but I think I need an x-ray to rule out that anything isn't broken, and just some advice from a doctor on how to take care of this, because I can't really put any weight on my leg without a lot of pain. So really unhappy with this, but it is the way it is, and the decision, it's the right decision. You got to play it smart. I mean, I'm trying to look on the bright side of it because the weather's supposed to be just awful today. So I'm like, look at that. We're going home. We're ending on a high note of fantastic weather days. So anyways, that's what I'm up to this morning. I'm just tidying up, packing up, starting that process. We've got a nice raging fire going in here. We're just keeping it cozy and listening to podcasts while we clean up. Well, friends, we're going to call it a day. We are all packed up. And, look at that, 2care. And ready to head out. There's just a light snow falling, but lots of blue sky. It should be a lovely day for a drive. And we're saying goodbye to Algonquin Park. Kind of sad to see it go. I'm sad that it's ending a day early. But it is what it is, and I'll get my leg checked out, and hopefully everything's going to be okay. We had an amazing time, a great trip. We ate some incredible meals. And I can't wait to get this video up so you guys can see it and enjoy it as well. And we'll see you again on the next one.